Hey, good morning, 60. How are you? It's the coldest day of the year here in Pittsburgh. Again, right? Record setting. You know, um, today's a big day though, cause having breakfast with my granddaughter and her boyfriend. Um, and they're juniors at North Hills High School right now, and they're like an old married couple. They really are. Um, I'm like, I'll be like, what are you guys doing tonight? And they're like, oh, we're getting the hoagie and watching Netflix. What? You know? But it's Sunday morning and she's bringing Jimmy over for breakfast. You know, she's coming over having eggs Benedict. And Corinne's going to teach her how to make eggs Benedict today. So that's a cool thing, you know. Anyway, um, anyway, so and she's beautiful. So she's 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 the light of my life. She's just the best. She's when she was little, she's mixed. So she's part Italian and she's part Korean and she's part black. And she's not related to me at all, but she's my granddaughter, and we'll get to that because it doesn't matter what you are; it matters who you are, right? Kind of, it should anyway. So anyway, and so when she was little, she was just the most beautiful little baby, and then when she became a teenager, that awkward teenage phase, um, she was that girl. She was like all arms and legs and braces and glasses and horrible hair, and she had a zit right here that was like she would get in the car, you know, and I would say, "Hey, what's up, Hailey? What's up, Carl?" We actually named her Zit Carl. It was like that big. And like if we were going to the movies, they'd be like, "How many takes?" I'd be like three, but Carl gets in half price, right? She'd be like so mad at me, you know. I think she thinks my name is. She calls me Jimbo, but I think she thinks my name is Kenyo, because she calls me every time she calls me. The first thing out of her mouth is Kenyo, like every kid, right? Hey, can you pick me up from work? Hey, can you run me and Jimmy out to Kennywood? Hey, can you take me to practice? You know, hey, can you? And of course, and I always say yes. I cannot say no to her, and she knows it. I should kill her for it. But she's my girl. How did she become my granddaughter? Well, on my first coaching job at Bellevue, at Northgate High School up in Bellevue, when I was a young guy, I took over the basketball program at Northgate. They didn't have very good players. It was a football school, and I had Chris Klein and Jimmy and Chris and Dennis and Kirk Sessions and Gary and Johnny Branch and mostly a bunch of white football players. And I had one kid, who was a freshman, a tall, skinny black kid, and he was like 6'4", and he was about 140 pounds at 6'4", and he was half black and half Korean. Obviously, his father was in the military, served in Korea, and brought home a bride. And anyway, so he he was a great kid, and though he made himself into a good player, he was an even better person. He, I knew right away this was the kid that I could build my team around. Not because he would always be the best player, but I knew he would always be the best person in the clutch. Uh, the kid never, the kid never wavered. And the best part about him was he was probably the best kid I ever coached. And when I say kid, I mean personality. He was like my son. There are two kids that I coached that were like my sons, and that would be him and Dustin. But George was like my son, and he was a great kid, and he just, any room, to this day, when he walks in a room, he lights the room up. Because he has a great smile, and he's kind. Okay, he's a kind person. He has a word for everyone. You know, he talks to everybody. He could be the mayor of Bellevue if he chose to. Like, if he goes to a high school game now, okay, he's the most popular guy in the gym. He's just a great guy. But when we were freshmen, what's once in a while I'll say nigger when I'm on here. I'll never say the N, like, oh, he said the N word. I'm not going to do that. That's to me that's even worse. You know what I mean? But we were in Monaca. We were playing in Monaca, and George is a freshman, and they have a kid that is 6'5", 240 pounds. And Monaca is a steel town. Was a steel town in Beaver Valley, where the toughest kids in America come from. And that's not a joke. Those are the toughest kids in America. And Monaca was an all-white steel town, and they had a kid of 6'5", 6'6", 240, who was going to Penn State to play tight end, okay? And they were tough as hell. And anyway, they were beating our asses. You know, I think we were on the foul line or something, and George punches this kid. And George doesn't blast him and deck him. George is a 6'4", 140-pound freshman. This kid is a 6'4", 6'5" animal. I think George kind of hit him like that. You know, like your sister or your mom would hit you. And Jim Gracie just goes, hey, you better get him out of there right now. I was like, George, what's going on? I get him out. George, what are you doing? Referee, he says, he called me a nigger. I was like, oh my God, George. Now this is a kid that's a freshman that I think I'm going to build my whole program around. You know, I know then he's the guy. He said, he called me a nigger. I was like, George, jeez. George, okay, how about this, George? I'll punch him next time, okay? Don't do that, George. You know, I just, in a flash, in an instant, I saw this kid in this all-white gym just getting killed. You know what I mean? But George was that guy, you know. I mean, he was a sweet guy, but he didn't take no crap either. So anyway, remember, I have a bad basketball team, and we're slowly getting better. The next year, we're playing Monaca at home, and they are kicking our ass again. Now George and these guys, I got George and like 4 sophomores out there. You know, I let the seniors play. They moved on in life. So George is out there, and we are getting our asses kicked. And I, you know, have a friend of mine who's refereeing the game. His name is John Kinsel. John Kinsel was 6'8", probably 280, black guy. Wore a size 16 shoe. Why is that important? I'll tell you why that's important. And Monaca kicked our ass. Okay, now I think I have 4 black kids on the court now. Now I'm playing some younger black kids. I got to come out for basketball. And John Kinsel comes down. Referee. This is the referee. This is Western Pennsylvania in the 1980s. Okay, John Kinsel comes down and takes his shoe off and throws it at Jody. It says, "The fuck is wrong with you niggas? Letting them white boys beat your asses like that." That's the referee saying that. Okay. So he said that. I was like, George, you gonna punch him? George's like, nah, I don't think so, Coach. So anyway, life moves on, and George goes to college and plays college basketball, and becomes a great young man. He has a family, and he had a daughter, and his daughter's name is Hailey, and she is my granddaughter, and as far as she knows, I'm her grandfather, and I don't even know if she knows we're not blood related. I mean, she's a smart kid, but I don't think it's ever occurred to her that I'm not really her grandfather. But guess what? I really am. If I pick her up at school or whatever, it's like, hey, Haley's grandfather's coming to pick her up. And she's the light of my life. So I'm having breakfast with her today, and that's a big day. And again, I guess it doesn't matter, you know, what you are. It matters who you are. And today I'm Haley's grandfather. All right. Peace. B-60.